Huh. So this one is a weird one for sure. Going into this film, I expected absolute bilge, like Borderlands of 2025, Jack Black in a video game movie adaptation and all. And that seems to be the common takeaway from this. People are constantly talking about how bad this movie is. And if you think that, I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, there's many parts of this that make it a complete and utter train wreck. I mean, the trailer already showed us, but the green screen is an absolute nightmare. Some scenes look better than others, but for the most part, it's pretty freaking bad. I genuinely think if we had the entire movie animated in the animation style that they were using for the Minecraft world and the creatures within it, it wouldn't have been as bad. It still would have looked a little jarring considering how they're going for both blocky animation while also keeping it somewhat photorealistic in certain aspects, or as best as they possibly can with like zombie pigmen. But the minute you slap live actors in front of it, it's like Spy Kids 3 all over again. One scene in particular of Jack Black dancing with a bunch of pandas sticks out in memory because I can only imagine what it was like to shoot on set that day. You just got Jack Black acting like a complete goober in front of a green screen while looking directly into the camera and dancing around and everything. And I just gotta imagine the crew is just sitting there going, yeah, it'll work. Most of the action sequences feel weightless and like they're lacking any and all stakes. There's no true extent of power or damage that's completely understood throughout the entire film, because apparently a villager getting shot in the nose by an arrow is enough to kill him, but when a person is blown up by a creeper at point blank range, it does virtually nothing? There's also a scene where they come crashing through the portal into the Minecraft world and a person crashes into another person and the physics just literally don't make any sense. Like if two people are going to crash into each other and person one crashes into person two, this one is going this way and oh yeah, they continue that way. But in this movie, person one crashes into person two and that person keeps going, but then they stop right here and drop to the ground. I don't understand. The characters are also horribly written and the acting isn't always the best. Jack Black and Jason Momoa feel like they're from a completely different film than that of the kid actors in the film. Jack Black's just doing his Jack Black thing the entire time, and Jason Momoa is kind of amusing as a dude who peaked in the 80s as a gamer and hasn't gotten over it ever since.
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Gamer of the Year 1989. Whatever. I barely think about it.
And the connection between Natalie and Henry is probably the most wholesome and earnest part of the film, but it just gets eclipsed with the lunacy of everything else. I really found the idea of an older sister filling a maternal role for her younger brother and hold everything together to be a really endearing concept, but it kind of gets thrown out the door the second they jump into the Minecraft world because this movie is clocking in at 1,000 horsepower, and the second they run away from all the responsibilities in the real world, we never really touch on it ever again. The film moves freaking fast, which is both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing for anyone watching the movie, but it's a curse for the narrative. Oh yeah, Danielle Brooks is in this film for absolutely no reason and doesn't have any connection to the characters involved, but here she is, I guess. And the overall plot is pretty non-existent for the most part. The evil pig witch thing, voiced by Rachel House, needs the magical MacGuffin orb in order to plunge the world into darkness. But the humans also need the magical MacGuffin orb because they want to get back home, and that's the only way they can open the portal to do that, etc., reference to the game, etc. I'm not even kidding when I say that 80% of Jack Black's dialogue is him just naming stuff from the game, explaining Minecraft functionality, and expositing world building.
Elytra wingsuit.
What's this junk?
An ender pearl. Teleports you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of references, I'm sure there's a ton that you'll catch if you're steeped in the Minecraft fandom. Everyone else probably will just go over your head. You know, if you're a parent taking your kid, you probably won't understand any of it. I caught a couple things here and there. I used to play Minecraft when I was in middle school. I'm not super into the fandom, but really there were only a couple that I caught. There was one to honor the late Technoblade, which I was aware of before I went into the film. At one point, Jack Black says, "Son of a biscuit," which is a reference to Tobuscus. And the last one, which I didn't know until after I checked the credits of the movie, one of the characters was voiced by some YouTuber on Minecraft, which I'm not familiar with, but the character in particular was named General Chungus. Yes, that's actually what the character's name is. Oh, and before I forget, Jennifer Coolidge has a romance subplot with a villager that made his way into the real world. Yeah, so yes, if you can't tell, this film is bad. It is very bad. It is beyond stupid. And yet, I didn't totally hate it. That may sound bizarre, but something happened that Thursday night that I watched this film. Something that not everyone is going to experience. Something that changed me. You see, I was in a packed house that night. The top 2 rows and a good chunk of the rest of the theater were filled up with these high school guys who probably grew up playing Minecraft as kids. But this crowd was alive. I kid you not, they erupted into cheers and applause like 8 or 9 times. They would mainly do this after quoting along out loud to certain lines that they were anticipating, which I can only assume was spawned out of brain rot TikTok memes. Some of these moments included, but are not limited to:
Flint and steel. The nether. I am Steve.
and
Chicken jockey.
for the first time in my life, I genuinely felt old. And not old in the sense of, wait a second, Star Wars The Force Awakens was already 10 years ago? I mean the type of old that you realize when an entire generation is enjoying a joke in front of you, and you simply just don't get it. But as I sat there, basking in their thunderous applause and cheers, I realized something. Normally I'd get upset at people causing this type of disruption in the theater. In fact, I was already mad when I walked in and I saw a guy dressed up in a hot dog costume, but this was different. See, I realized these kids were having a good time with the film, despite its actual quality. Their cheers were infectious, and overall, enhanced my experience, believe it or not. I think, if I'm not mistaken, is this joy? Is that what I'm feeling? Much like the Grinch, my heart grew 3 sizes that day. And though this film isn't exactly high art or can be described as well-made or competent or met the bare requirements to be considered a movie, I still enjoyed my time with it. But I didn't enjoy it that much. If I'm going to give this a score out of 10, I'm going to give it a 5. So the Minecraft movie. Do you enjoy brain rot humor? Well, I have the movie for you. Go and see it if you want. It's already making a buttload of money, so I guess, get your tickets soon because my theater was packed. I've heard some other people were they were the only person in the theater, but not in my case. I was honestly surprised I was able to get in, but depends on your area, I suppose. But if you like this review, then please like this video. Subscribe if you want more videos like this in your feed, and hit the bell so you know when I'm uploading. Comment down below what your opinion of the movie is, whether you loved it, you hated it, or if you're somewhere in between. I would also love to hear if your experience was anything like mine, where people were clapping and cheering and quoting along with the movie as they were anticipating the lines. But, of course, if you disagree with someone in the comments, don't go at each other's throats over this. This is just a movie, a Minecraft movie of all things, not the most important thing in the world. Also, if you go to the description of this video, you will find 4 links that will take you to my other social media platforms where I post tons of reviews that don't always make it onto this channel for movies, TV shows, and video games. And of the reviews that do wind up making it onto this channel, I always post stuff on those platforms long before I edit together a video. So be sure to check that out. And until next time, guys, God be with you, and take care.